in the most of cases, when scholars write the thesis, they do not appear what we have to include in the abstract. As generally they write a story about the research work without knowing what we have to include. So in the PhD thesis, we need to focus on the abstract. We all know that it gives the sufficient detail to the reader. Reader means it may be the other scholar, it may be the reviewer, it may be the other expert of your field. So after reading the abstract, the reader will decide whether or not to read the complete thesis. So mainly it will be it should be attractive so that reader should think to read the complete thesis. The quality of abstract will strongly influence the reviewer and expert comment on your work. And for the PhD thesis, the abstract up to the 2 pages is required. Or there may be some guideline, or you can say number of words limit. So you need to follow the guideline. But if there is no guideline, then keep your abstract within 2 pages. So be concise. Remove the redundancy word or phrases from your abstract. Use the shorter sentences. That is important. In abstract, you need to justify the 6 questions. First is, what is the reason for writing the thesis? Answer this question from your research work. What are the current approaches and gaps in the existing literature? You need to answer in the abstract. Then what are your research questions and aim of your research work? Next, what methodology you have used in your research work? What are the main results of your study? And last one is the main conclusion of your research work and the implication where your research will be applied. So you need to answer these 6 questions. If you sufficiently answer, then your abstract will be perfect. So we will discuss these 6 points with examples. There is a few things we need to focus and to improve our abstract. So first of all, first thing is give a good impression by writing the short and clear sentences. Sometimes we thought that if we write the complicated or the harder word in our abstract, then it will be more impressive. No. If you write the short sentences simple with clear meaning, then it would be more impressive. Do not repeat the title of your thesis in the abstract. Do not cite any reference. Use the keyword from your complete thesis in the abstract and respect the word limit. So abstract should be a self-contained summary of your complete research work. So do not introduce any ambitious word or the complex term in the abstract. There is no need to write the complete thing of your thesis. What you have done in your thesis and we copy and paste. No, no, no. In abstract, just write the only few or 5 important concepts or finding of your thesis. After writing the complete abstract, you need to edit it very carefully to improve so that we can enhance the quality. Avoid the lengthy background because generally everyone is discussed or you can say asked for the background of your research work, background of your topic. Then only need to add the some concise information. Do not mention anything that is not discussed in the thesis and do not spin your finding. That is very important. Avoid the overstatements in the abstract. The reviewer and experts are the well-known person of your research domain, and it is not a big task for them to identify your manipulations. So, never manipulate the results. Now, there is one example. Example of abstract. And generally, this type of the abstract scholar write in this study. This is the complete, you can say example. If you go through the this particular page, there is 2 or 3 slides. So you can say completely enriched what you have to include and how you will write the abstract for your thesis. I will investigate the role of local government play in climate governance. Local government has responsibility for number of policy areas from waste to housing and vary in size and power. This study investigates their behavior in context of number of policy areas. EM theory is used to make the sense of results and to develop a new theory of climate change. This is the abstract. But now just remind these 6 questions we have discussed. So according to question, this is not a appropriate abstract because it does not discuss the reason why the thesis was written. It does not outline the gap in the literature. It does not outline the research questions and aims of study. It does not discuss the methodology opted in the research work. It does not discuss the result and outcome of the study. And even it not discuss the conclusion and implication of the research work. So, according to 6 questions we have discussed, we can say this abstract is not appropriate for a thesis. We have an example for this thesis. So, example is here. You can go through. The aim of this thesis is to deploy and develop the ecological modernization theory, dominant approach to explaining the climate governance, to account for the role that local government play in climate governance. The theory has neglected to account for the role of local government, shortcoming this thesis address. We ask to what extent and in what way local governments in UK contribute to nationally developed policy. We do so to better enable policymakers and academicians to understand the nuances of multi-level climate governance. Using a case study of recycling and housing policy, we show that local government are both implementers and interpreter of the policies. We also show that they make innovative contribution to and influence the direction of the national policy. The significance of this study is that it informs our theoretical understanding of climate governance by introducing a focus on the local government to lacking and inform our empirical understanding of housing and recycling. So generally when we read this abstract, So it seems some better, but we will discuss how it is better or why it is. We have only the six criteria, six questions. So first is the reason why this thesis was written is stated in this abstract. We do so to better enable the policymaker and academician to understand the nuances of the multi-level climate governance. Means first question is answered in this abstract. Then gap is clearly mentioned. The theory has neglected to account for the role of local government. So this is the gap found in the existing literature. Then research questions. We asked to what extent and in what way local government in UK. So this particular statement is for the research question. Then method is a case study. Finding, we show the local government are the both implementers and interpreters of the policy. These are the result of this study. Then what are the conclusions? The significance of this study is to inform our theoretical understanding. Means now you can see when you go through this abstract, it completely covers the all information of the thesis. It is sufficient to reflect the complete work of a research thesis. So we can say this abstract is appropriate for a thesis.